Good afternoon. So this whole rate talk right now, I mean, it is getting out of control. Same thing, when we talked back a few months ago about, brokers restricting rates, keeping more of the rate for themselves. Upwards of 65% of the total value of that freight transportation cost the broker kept. In some instances, it was higher. So with that being said, now the tables have turned. Now it's absolutely crazy. Um, Now it's kind of like a revenge mode. So I gave an example earlier. There's another example. 1,800 miles. Almost $13,000 quotes, and not from one carrier, from several carriers. That's over $7 a mile. Going into a zone where there is freight coming out of as well. So not going to Alaska, not going to northern BC, northern Saskatchewan, Montana, Wyoming. It's not going to those places. It's going to a place where there is loads to get out of. It's picking up at a normal time, delivering at a normal time during the week, so there's plenty of time to find loads back for the drivers. The economies in these states are open, so the delivery state economy is open. All these carriers can find a load back. They will find a load back for their driver, but it's there's really nothing I can do as a broker in that case. Um, as far as arguing with the carrier, there's really no need to. I've went as far as to ask, is there anything you can do better? Is there anything better than $12,700? And the replies are just silly. 12,500, 12,600. Or the best we can do is what we've offered. So very difficult to work with that. I mean, even the $6,000 option on 1,800 miles, you know, I gave the options to the customer. It's still difficult. It's still very difficult to work with that. But it is what it is. So it's a frustrating time in our industry. Um, that I mean, people always say, it's always been like this. Well, why don't we fucking change it? You know? Why don't we get out of our comfort zones and fucking change this? Why doesn't somebody fucking start speaking up about this stuff? You know? We're doing live shows just like, Mad Gains. Perfect example. Cassandra put so much time and effort into it. Nothing changes. People don't want to fucking change the industry. We talked about educating shippers. Who the fuck's educating shippers right now? Who's going out there to educate the shippers? Who's actually taking their time to call a shipper and say, listen, that dollar a mile isn't going to cut it? Or listen, these rates that you want me to run at is not possible because the operating costs are, $1.70, $1.80, $2.20, $2.40, $2.60 for whatever kind of equipment you have, for example. But justifying a $7 a mile load is very difficult. That's very difficult to do. So, um, is there some roundtable where we can sit and actually resolve this? Is there some platform where we can sit and get this accomplished before we're all driven into the ground? Um, you know, essential good season is over, guys. You know, $9 a mile. $8 a mile, $7 a mile on a $1,800 run. That just blows my mind. Blows my mind. Same goes for those carriers. Um, earlier when rates were bad, and historically bad out of New Hampshire and Massachusetts and whatever else, that Maine, that up the northeast corner up there. Okay, you're taking loads to Texas for 80 cents a mile. Stop fucking doing it. How about that? How about we just stop doing it? How about we just stop moving loads at those rates? Why don't we look at our operating costs, our cost per mile? Why don't we do that? Why don't we base our rate off of that cost per mile? Add your profit. I don't give a fuck. But 300% profit per load, that's gonna sustain our economy somehow. That's gonna create jobs. That's gonna create relationships. Okay, man, too much to say, and then just too much to say. But I don't know. In times of need, no one wants to help. No one gives a shit. But when they need something, my goodness, all the capacity in the world. Let's get her done. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. Anyways, that's my rant for the day. Peace.